Today, I want to talk about what to do in the moment when the anxiety hit, when OCD latches to one of your main themes or latches to a new theme. What to do? This is a question I get asked a lot of times. And the only answer to this question is you do absolutely nothing. And I know that's not the answer you want to hear, but it is the honest story and the only answer that's correct. You need to realize that when OCD hits you and when it feels completely real, when the anxiety goes through the roof and you're really anxious, then it's very hard to not perform a compulsion. Because everything you do in the moment to get rid of a thought, get rid of an urge, get rid of impulse, get rid of an image, everything OCD comes up with that you don't want and you try to get rid of it is a compulsion. And it is very hard to spot. Your bigger compulsions are easier to see, but I found it very hard to find and to really tackle my smaller compulsions. And to, you have obsessive compulsive disorder. So you have the obsession, no matter what theme, no matter what subject, OCD can latch to anything. So it doesn't, OCD won't only latch to a certain themes that are common. Everything you are scared of, everything you can't accept, every subject, everything OCD can latch onto. So you have obsession compulsive disorder, so you have the obsession and you will do a compulsion, and then the cycle repeats and repeats and repeats and repeats every single day. I had times where OCD was latching 24/7, even when I was sleeping, I think. But every waking hour, OCD was latching onto something. And because it feels completely real, because you're so scared, because your system is so drained, because of you trying to figure it out, you trying to fight your anxiety, it misfires, so, and every trigger, I was triggered constantly. I think that's the honest story. I was constantly triggered by something, and my brain was constantly giving a new thought, and I was anxious again, anxious again. And OCD was morphing from team to team to team to subject to team to everything around. And when I thought I had conquered one team, the next team was already there. I had 1 second of relief, and then bang, it went to another team. So what's very important to understand is that when you are still performing compulsions, you will never recover. Never. You can't recover from OCD when still doing a little bit of compulsion here or there, a little bit of reassurance, a little bit of avoidance. You never recover, really never recover. And people who tell you otherwise are liars or don't understand it, because I've never seen someone got better from severe chronic OCD, what the majority is, the majority of people have, with a little bit of reassurance, a little bit of mental reassurance, outward reassurance, Googling. Nobody, because recovery from OCD is when you don't have intrusive thoughts, or the thoughts aren't intrusive anymore. So you have OCD for the rest of your life, but maybe here and there a thought popped in that would in the past give you a really big anxiety spike, but all the intrusiveness is gone. The only thing that you need to do in the moment is nothing. And this isn't the kind of technique that you can do to do, right? It is really doing nothing and move on, just living, and going through the day. And I know it's really hard and it's really, really tough, because when you stopping performing the bigger compulsions, you can start with that, or the easier ones. So when you download the OCD Clarity Action Plan, you can see that in step 3 or 4, you're making a hierarchy of your fears and really work on first on the more easier or the less harder themes. Really work your way through the lesser fears of yours, and stop doing compulsions there. And the obvious bigger compulsions are easier to spot, but the small compulsions, the little mental reassurances that you still are doing, the little avoidances you are still doing, for instance, avoiding certain places, avoiding certain objects, avoiding certain people. It can really small, and I didn't solve them for years. But you need to be really honest to yourself and really need to look in certain instances what your reaction is, or what you're doing in the moment. So if you're really stopping that kind of behavior, your anxiety will go through the roof. But it's the only way. You need to really prove to your brain that you're not scared anymore. Really not scared anymore, because you can't fool your brain. You can't trick your brain and say, I'm not scared of it anymore. I'm not scared of it anymore. And still performing a compulsion. You need to really work on getting less scared of your fears 2 or 3 times a week, and stopping compulsions, but really changing your behavior also. Because if you're working on your anxiety, changing certain outlooks on life, and really try to stop compulsions, but your behavior still is a little still avoiding certain things, then recovery won't happen. And these are the small nuances that keep people really stuck, and they think they can't recover. And if you're with a therapist that helps you, that really never got severe OCD, they won't see this kind of little small things, but are preventing someone from really recovering. So please download my OCD Clarity Action Plan. Please give this video a like. Please help me grow this channel. If you have any questions, please contact me at info@ocdclarity.com, or send me a message through WhatsApp, or send me a message via the website. And I just want to give you hope that everybody can recover from OCD, no matter what subject, no matter how long you're stuck. I was stuck for 15 fucking years, and living life happy again, and I want it for everybody. So take care, have a nice day, and we speak to each other later.